Glass as the night progresses, she's drinking and
I'm rolling in. When that Castellano go dance one time and all.
Timothy Ross Armstrong, born in November 25, 1965, is an American musician, singer, songwriter, and producer. Known for his distinctive voice, he is the singer and guitarist for the punk rock band Rancid and hip-hop punk rock supergroup Transplants. Prior to forming Rancid, Armstrong was in the ska punk band Operation Ivy. At the age of 5, Armstrong met Matt Freeman while playing Little League Baseball. They grew up a few blocks apart in Albany, California, where Armstrong lived with his mother, police officer father, and older brother Jeff. Freeman and Armstrong formed bands many years later based on their shared love of bands such as The Clash and the Ramones. They both went to Albany High School. Armstrong's relationship with Bikini Kill drummer Tobi Vail inspired the Rancid song Olympia, Washington from an Out Come the Wolves albums. He was married to musician Brody Dahl from 1997 to 2003. They met in 1995 when Dahl was 16 and Armstrong was 30 after Rancid and Dahl's band Sourpuss both played Somersault Festival in Australia. In 1997, when Dahl was 18, she moved to Los Angeles to live with Armstrong, and she formed the band The Distillers. The couple separated in 2003 after Armstrong saw a picture of Dahl kissing Queens of the Stone Age frontman Josh in an issue of Rolling Stone magazine. Dahl and would later marry. Claimed he received death threats from Armstrong's fans. Dahl claimed Armstrong was very controlling of her and it took her 3 years to leave him. Some of Rancid's songs on 1998's Life Won't Wait album detail Armstrong and Dahl's relationship, and songs on 2003's Indestructible deal with Armstrong's feelings about his divorce. Basic Radio was founded in 1985 and included Matt Freeman and Tim Armstrong. The band never released any albums or EPs, but recorded demos and were featured on local compilations. 2 years later, they broke up and Operation Ivy was founded shortly after. In 1987, along with singer Jesse Michaels, bassist Matt Freeman and drummer Dave Mello, Armstrong formed the ska punk band Operation Ivy and enjoyed modest success before the group disbanded in 1989, the same night the album was released. The band would go on to achieve worldwide cult success in the years following its breakup. Downfall featured Armstrong, Freeman, and Mello, as well as Mello's brother Pat and Jason Hammond. Pat and Jason would both play guitar, while Armstrong took up duties on vocals. They lasted 3 months playing only at a few parties and twice at Gilman. They released one song on Maximum Rock Roll's They Don't Get Paid, They Don't Get Laid, But Boy, Do They Work Hard compilation, one song on David Hayes' Very Small World compilation, one song on Lookout Records' Can of Pork compilation, and recorded a demo. It disbanded when Freeman joined MDC on bass while Armstrong was a roadie for the band, while Pat and Dave went on to form Schlong. As time went on, Armstrong, suffering from depression and alcoholism, eventually became homeless. During this time, Freeman suggested the two start a new band together, partially in hopes of curbing Armstrong's alcohol addiction. Armstrong began writing songs that would appear on their first album. Their new band Rancid would eventually go on to become one of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful punk rock bands of all time. Rancid has released 9 studio albums since their formation. In 1999, Armstrong invited roadie Rob Aston to add lyrics to some solo material that Armstrong had been creating in his basement, and the two worked together writing and recording music. They formed the group Transplants with drummer Travis Barker of Blink and released their self-titled debut album on October 22, 2002. A second Transplants album, Haunted Cities, was released on June 21, 2005. The Transplants breakup was confirmed by Rob Aston on January 16, 2006, when he told a reporter that the group had split. Barker later announced that the trio was working on a new album. They played their first show since 2006 on Conan to promote Barker's new solo album, on which the song Saturday Night is featured. It was announced in November 2011 on the Transplants' official Facebook page that their new album would be finished in December 2011. The latest album, entitled In a War Zone, was released June 25, 2013 on Epitaph Records. In 2007, he released his first solo album entitled A Poet's Life with the Agrolites as his backing band. The track from that album, Into Action, was reported as the #1 most played and requested in 2007 on then XM satellite radio channel Fungus 53. In 2012, he launched a side project under the name Timebomb, initially releasing a download-only album entitled Timebomb Sings Songs from Rock and Roll Theater, containing songs from his musical film series. Since October 29, 2012, he has released a series of songs via YouTube at a rate of 1 track each day starting on October 29, 2012. These songs make up a series of download-only singles. To date, more than 200 tracks have been released, a mixture of original compositions, covers and reworkings of his previous songs, including those of Rancid. In 2010, Gretsch Guitars introduced the G5191 BK Tim Armstrong Electromatic guitar. The single cutaway hollow-body electric guitar featured a 17-wide body in a flat black urethane finish, parallel tone bars and sound post, 2 black top-filtered Tron pickups, Grover tuners, big block fretboard inlays, a harp tailpiece and gold-plated hardware. Gretsch advertising for the model prominently features Armstrong with the guitar. Armstrong's signature model is based on his 1971 Baldwin-era Gretsch Country Club, which he spray-painted black and flipped to accommodate his left-handed playing. The signature model is available in both right and left-handed models. Fender also put out a signature acoustic model based on Armstrong's favorite 1960s-era Fender acoustic guitar. The Hellcat has Hellcat inlays in the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th fret positions and 2 skulls in the 12th fret. It is outfitted with a tortoise-shell pickguard and Fishman brand electronics. It is available in right and left-handed models, as well as a 12-string version.